Hmm. Alright, I'm back again, guys. I'm not sure if anyone is watching or if anyone can hear me okay. I had to do some silly thing that OBS asked me to do, which we'll have to obey and to do. So hopefully I'm coming in okay, and sound is okay, everything is okay. I'm monitoring the chats on one window, so I'll see how it goes. Hello. I can... Nick, is that you? Because this is only between us. I don't have this link public, so it's only you can hear me. Is that correct, sir? Can you hear me okay? I know there's a bit of a delay, maybe 10-second or 15-second delay from when I speak. Oh good, the chat is working then. That's fantastic. I need a second screen to do all this. Alright. So, here we go. How is that? How is the sound? Can you hear the sound in the background? I've got obviously the service crews doing the cleaning in the back. When I move different views, how is that? Is it choppy? Is it blurry? Is it okay? Mind you, I'm still cold and dark, so I don't have anything set up. I'll connect the GPU. There's the GPU there. Oh, 5x5, fantastic. What about the sound from the outside? It's not interfering with my microphone? It's not, yep. Beautiful. I'm switching views so I'll make sure there's no blurriness, because I know my... Okay, cool. You have to bear with me, because when you send me there's a 5-second, 10-second delay by the time I get there. Okay, let's Let's get some power in this beast. Again, this is just a quick flight. And I'm going to switch screens to see if this works. See if this works. Charts. Chrome. Okay. I'm not sure if you can see this. Oh, does that? Ah, beautiful. So can you see my planning screen and everything, my charts? Can you see that? Does that work? That's my sim brief. Go to Sydney. No? You cannot see that. What about sim brief? Can you see that? You should be able to see that screen. What if we was to go in Discord? Let's have a look. Okay, cool. There's a delay on my side, or maybe a 20-second delay. Alright, beautiful. That's fine. So that works. We know that works. Should I give you a call, Nick? If this, would that work? Or you just want to stick around for a few minutes to see how it goes? Because I'm going to continue this flight. It's up to you. Stick on the battery. Get some lighting in the system. Okay. I'm gonna be on VATSIM with this one, so help us all. Okay, gotcha. No need to call, thank you. I'll keep monitoring the chat. Bear in mind, my friend, I've got just one window open, so I'm flickering between the two to get the chat going. So I'm just preparing the aircraft, but before I do that, I actually should share you my screen, other screen, how I do the flight, how I prepare for this flight. So let me bring up. I have to figure out a hotkey for how to do this. Okay, you can see that screen, yeah? Beautiful. Alright, so I'm departing. What time is it now? Alright, Sydney, this is my preferred sim planning tool. So, but before I do that, I always like to look at the weather. And I've got a, you probably are aware of this, I always follow this radar, weather radar, to see how the winds are, what the weather is. So it looks like we're pretty much clear all the way, but we do have some thunderstorms around the Gold Coast. But clear into Brisbane, no number. There's the weather, that's fine, clouds. Low clouds, cloud base, visibility. Okay, we may have a tailwind, which is good. So that's the first thing I do. Okay, so I'm just going to look at Sydney, what runways are available, and the ATIS. I might need to switch screens, sorry, because I've got this OBS software, so you can have a look at that. Yeah. Let me connect to VATSIM, but before I do that I need to file the flight plan, so I'll go here, file the flight plan. Prepare my plan. So I've got a real world flight, and it's Qantas 530. It's on the Q virtual booking system that I've got. Qantas 530. Got a lot of windows open here, so forgive me. The flight time is approximately 1 hour 15, and he was at gate 7, and that was his original plan. Entra 125 and all that. No sir, yes, I will be on VATSIM, but I need to file my flight plan before I connect to VATSIM. I'm not using VATSIM weather because I'm using real weather, because I know VATSIM weather has a bit of a 30-minute delay, but nonetheless, current weather conditions at Sydney is pretty good. Got winds 210 degrees, 9 knots. Clouds few at 4,600, temperature 17, and at Brisbane, bit of clouds at Brisbane. Temperature is a little bit lower, 25 degrees, 4,000 feet with the clouds. So we probably can expect southerly approach. For Sydney, should be pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the weather. So we'll just grab that route. Sorry, I'm monitoring the chat as I'm speaking. Maybe a problem then for... I see what you mean. Okay. Well, I'll get the real world weather pumped in because I'm using Active Sky, but I'll monitor and I'll put in the QNH what Sydney is doing. Entra, I'll do that. Entra, so I won't gamble, black car. So I'm just, this is the bulk of the planning. Band. Now this particular guy's gone H185. Just double checking. Backgate is assist. H185. H185. Pretty sure it's via Black Gold Coast. Oh, okay, so it's a Gold Coast. We can expect that approach. What do you suggest? That looks okay. That was one of the real world flights that occurred. When did it happen? Tuesday 7th, so a few days ago. We have a few alternatives. We can do the Black Hour or we can do the Gold Coast arrival. And let's have a look at the weather for Brisbane. You can look at the charts. So I've also got another window open, and I don't think you can see it here, but I've got another window open for the winds at Brisbane. So we're more than likely going to be coming from the south. So runway 01. Star. We can change that. We can change. I don't mean to get bogged down with this one, but we can definitely change that on the fly. Yeah, current weather at the time, I understand. Well, if that's the case, let's do a refresh of this new flight, because this tool is very good at generating current weather. So we are Qantas 530, depart Sydney. This is where you see my my flight planning. Now, Amberley, I'm not going to have no alternate because I know the weather's going to be fine, so I'm not going to do any alternate at this stage. I'm going to get the Zibo 160 passenger seat version of the 738. I don't want ETOPS, I don't want analysis of no step climb. Cargo, I'm going to generate it auto, so it gives me any. I don't want any extra fuel, but there's no major event. It's suggesting enter with the Blacker 3 arrival. Oh, beautiful Blacker 3 arrival. So if you have a look at that Blacker Alpha, it's an RNAV approach. I don't know if you can see. That'll take us to runway 01 right, which is good. We can do that, which is good, because if we're going to go for the Gold Coast 3, that can also take us to 01 right. It's just a different approach. We have the option. We have the option of 2. The only thing is ILS or RNAV. Sorry, correction. Then ILS or RNAV, yep. And the Blacker. We have more options. We can do the localizer, the VR approach, and given the weather at Brisbane, broken at 2,000 visibility, 10 kilometers or more, 4,000 feet, cloud base, few thousand. Oh, we can get away with the Blacker. I'm happy with the Blacker. We'll do that. Are you happy with that? We'll do that. I'm watching. I've only got one screen, sir, so I'm not sure if you can see me flickering between screens, but I'll do that. Like a 3 alpha, that'll give us our our flight route, which is a very powerful tool. Oh no, and my sim has crashed. Lovely. Fantastic. I think because I'm streaming, that's why. See, this is an experimental thing. My sim has crashed because I'm streaming, and it's never happened before. I'll have to restart. Sorry. Sorry. I'm starting my stream again. Yeah, it crashed on me. Darn it. I don't know why I did that. If it does happen during the flight, then I know it's something to do with this streaming software. Or my graphics card just simply can't handle it. But it's not even sweating my graphics card. It's very low. It's using what, 50%? 40% of VRAM. I'm disappointed with this crash, which is not very promising. Again, I'm only new to this, so I'm learning. Anyway, we got that weather sorted out. So the first thing is we must load the Cessna. That's how it works with this Zibo mod. in X-Plane. I'll turn off the traffic. Now I'll load the Zibo mod. Okay. Very uncomfortable if this will crash again. If that's the case, then it may be my system. More than likely it will be my system. Turn that off, we don't need that. I'll open the doors. Run through this again. My frame rates are not that bad. If it does crash, then there's something hogging my system. Okay. What the hell have I done? Doors. Why is that door open? That should be fine now. That's better. Why is the other door open? Close that door. That's beautiful. Alright, beautiful. Let's get the stairs up. That's fine. That's much better. Beautiful. Alright. Okay, take two. complete our flight plan. I'm happy with that. 16 right. It doesn't matter, we can... I'm expecting 16 left. Actually, what am I expecting? 16 right. I'm expecting 16 right. Yep, landing 16 right. Yep, that's fine. Beautiful. Let's generate that plan. Hopefully the sim doesn't crash. Alright. We got the flight plan. Okay. Close that off. Let's pre-file the flight plan. Put it on VATSIM. We can remove that just in case ATC gives us another departure. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Altitude is good. File it. Alright, Qantas 530. That'll be our call sign. There's a lot going on in the background during flight planning. Okay, let's download the flight plan and put it in our PC. Replace that. Yes sir, we can. Alright, so let's come back to the sim. And I'll just import that flight plan into Active Sky. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm about to connect to VATSIM. Help us all, this will not crash. Didn't really crash, only when I connected to OBS. So let's put that on standby. Let's connect. Hopefully I'm not going to jump on anyone. QFA 530. Oh yeah, by company 73. Here we go. Let's see who's online.
Concord 205, contact Sydney Tower.
I can hear someone.
120.5. See ya.
After tower at 120.5, Concord 205.
How's the audio, guys? Can you hear it? ATC audio, is it too loud? We got tower online 120.5. I'll tune that. 120.5. Hopefully the sim won't crash.
124.4, Connie 232. Connie 232.
Beautiful, that's fine. I'll just do a quick radio check.
Sydney Tower, Concord
When I can.
205 with you on final approach for 16 right.
Aircraft calling on final, say call sign again.
Canadian Express 205, Concord Heavy.
Canadian Express 205, Sydney Tower, wind 210 degrees, 9 knots, runway 16 right, cleared to land.
210 at 9, cleared to land, 16 right, 205.
Sydney Tower, very good afternoon. Qantas 530, request a radio check.
Qantas 530, readability 5x5.
Thank you, also hearing 5. Thank you. Alright, so we can hear them, they can hear us. That's also very good. I'm just putting our flight plan.
We're ready for pushback and startup. We're in position.
If the ATC audio is high,
120,
like too loud, let me know, I'll turn it down.
Pushback and startup approved for the Qantas 120. We will call you when ready for taxi. Sydney Tower, American 826, ready for pushback and start.
QFA
American
5:30.
Push and start
Now
approved.
we need to do some
Yeah,
refueling.
for Brisbane, Ringo engine 6.
Activate. Just done
Velocity
that.
842 ready.
We need some
Velocity
fuel.
842.
So according to our flight plan, and we'll switch over so you can see. According to our flight plan, we need, we're not diverting, so we need, I don't know if you guys can see that. Do I need to blow it up a bit? We need 5 tons of fuel. So I'll add that in, 5 tons of fuel.
Connie 232. Pushback approved.
Cool, and the payload?
Pushback approved, Connie 232.
Payload is going to be 5.8.
Tower, Qantas 163, ready 1 Alpha. Qantas 163, Tower.
Cool. Landing weight 23. Ideally, in the 7.3, you want the landing weight to be between 20
Sydney
and
Tower,
23,
Qantas 150 with information.
which is
Echo
good.
requesting
We are
IFR
in the
clearance
green.
to Melbourne as filed.
So let me know if it's too loud or not.
Route, runway 16 right. Dina 7
So we're good. With our takeoff weight is okay, our landing weight is okay, and according to this we're carrying,
52 departure frequency 124.
according to that we're carrying 149 passengers.
Clear to Melbourne as filed. Wollongong flight
Zero
plan
fuel weight
route,
58.9.
Wollongong 7
How does this marry up?
Dina 7 departure. Wollongong transition.
Zero fuel weight
Up to 5,000 initially.
58, roughly, thereabouts. Can't be perfect. Let's request our clearance. So I'm just going to monitor the ATIS 126 decimal 25.
Right, line up and wait. 5 and wait, runway 16 right, velocity 842.
I'll do the ATIS 25.
9 CLD. Few clouds at 046T17.
Let me know if you guys can hear that.
QNH1019. On first contact. Advise you have information, Echo. Joe.
Something about echo. Let's have a read of it.
USC terminal information, Echo. Joe. Expectant VSAP. Runways 16 left and 16 right for our end. Departure winds 210 at 9 CLD. Few clouds at 046T17. QNH1019. On first contact. Advise you have information, Echo.
Alright, beautiful. We'll switch back to tower. And departures we want to 4 decimal 4. According?
Tower 205 heavy clear of runway.
QN Express 205, taxi
Okay,
via
so
Alpha, cross
QNH
runway
10.
25, then left
Well, I'm getting
on hotel to the bay.
1019.
Taxi via Alpha, cross 25, left
We'll set
via
that for the
hotel
backup
to
as well.
205 heavy.
Velocity 842, wind 210 degrees 9 knots, 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay.
16 right, clear for takeoff, velocity 842.
We got the fuel, so
Qantas
we can
163,
turn on the
runway 16
seatbelts.
right, line up and wait. Assigned heading right 170.
I'm going to load my VA client.
Departing 73 and assigned heading 170.
Bear with me, I'm going to load this. Cruise altitude, while we're talking,
Sydney Tower, Qantas 445,
is...
push and start. Qantas 445,
Sorry, I
push and start
should
approved.
flick between the screen. So I should have a shortcut for this. Sorry guys. There we go. Cruise altitude is 370. We can expect average winds to be 27682 with a tailwind of 6 knots. Beautiful. That's not bad. Nice. Any significant weather? Nothing along the way. Pretty standard.
Yeah, 32 airborne.
No signets. Amora. Minimal
Velocity 842,
range
contact
altitude.
departures,
Should
g'day.
be okay. No problem.
Departures, velocity 842.
Cool. Alright, just looking through this. Any information that we need to be aware of in terms of weather. Yeah, this will be the critical more at 7,000 feet at Loksu. Showers and rain. So we can expect some weather along the way to Loksu, but we'd need to be keeping up for that, but should be okay. Showers and rain at Craven. Okay. 02 at Craven. Beautiful. Alright, 149 passengers. We've got 300 kilos of cargo. Payload is 15.8. So your fuel weight 58.9. Fuel 5 tons. Takeoff weight 63.7. Estimated landing weight 60.4. 60.6. And
Roger, Wilco 205 Heavy.
it's well within our limits. So it's a pretty average flight. I'll switch back to the other screen.
163, wind 210 degrees at 9 and
I should have. I need to assign a key for this. Sorry, guys. Okay. There we go. So let's call for our clearance when we have a chance. Sydney Tower, good afternoon. Qantas 530 with information. Echo request clearance to Brisbane.
Qantas 530, cleared Brisbane via Entra, then flight plan route, runway 16 left, Kevin 6 departure, Entra transition, climb by SID 5000, squawk 4455, departure frequency 124.4.
Copy that. Thank you. We're cleared to Brisbane via Entra plane route. Climb via the SID initial 5,000 feet. Expect runway 16 left. Kevin 6 departure with an Entra transition. Squawk 4455 departures 124.4.
Qantas 530.
Okay.
Qantas 163,
Now that we've got our clearance, let's double check that we can do that. Well, we can, but our field elevation is 20 feet, which means that if we have an engine failure, we need to climb and accelerate at 1,000 feet above aerodrome. So we'll set the barrier to 1,020.
Roger, 205.
Just in case we have that engine failure, if any issues happen, we need to accelerate at that altitude, and then we can navigate from that area.
Qantas 120, runway 16 right, line up and
I don't know if you can see this.
Line up on wait, runway 16
I'm just
right.
flicking between screens to see the actual stream is working. Beautiful. Okay. So we got the airport. Where are we? We are, I believe we're at gate 4 domestic.
Yeah, we had a pilot error on
Domestic. Hey guys, let me know if the audio on the VATSIM is a bit too loud or covering my voice. I can turn that down. Okay.
American 826, can you accept holding
So if we depart, we've got a departure clearance of a Kevin 6 departure with an entry transition.
American 826, thanks.
Let's have a look at this. Kevin 6 departure with an entry transition.
16 right.
American 826, thanks.
Again, I'm flying in real time here, guys.
16 right, clear for takeoff, the wind 150 degrees, 9 knots.
Kevin 6 departure with an entry transition. Beautiful. Alright. Well, that's going to be a bit of a bugger, isn't it?
2232, request taxi.
We can expect raiders.
2232, taxi, holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right.
No, that's for 16 right. My apologies. So 16 left. Beautiful. 16 left would have been better.
Qantas 150, request pushback. Qantas 150, pushback approved.
At Kevin, turn left to 080, passing 10,000 feet, sorry. Turn left, track direct Entra, then there's files. See special instructions in A. We must reach 180 by 153 nautical miles towards Banda. 220. Okay, cool. That is fine, so that is fine. We'll program that in. 16 left.
Copper 145, taxi via Golf.
So we depart.
Holding point
16 left,
runway
Kevin
16
6
right.
departure with an Entra transition. Execute that. Always double check. So heading 155.
145.
Oh, what have I done here? 155
Juliet, 52B, domestic 5, Pacific,
and
124.4. G'day.
track 080, I'm passing 10,000, direct entry. Okay, cool.
Thank you for the service.
Direct entry.
26 on the runway 16 right.
American 700, clearance available.
And basically intercept Kevin at 10,000 entry, as you can see
clear
here.
to Los Angeles via no bar, then flight plan
Beautiful.
route. Runway 16
Okay.
right.
At Brisbane,
Sydney 1 departure.
we can expect
Climb
we're just going to set this up,
5,000,
but I'm definitely expecting
503, departure frequency
01
4.4.
right. We'll put in the ILS and we can figure out anything else after that once we get closer. Oh, the Yankee approach with the Glen transition sounds good. Because I've got a lot of experience coming into Brisbane, and definitely Glen transition we find out. So, looking at the flight plan, if we step through this, we can see what the computer would say. Intersection Kevin, Entra, Malta, this is the flight. Via Glen towards 01 right
Whiskey
to
Charlie
Brisbane. So I'm very happy with that.
Taxi via Golf to Holding Point Golf.
I'm very, very happy with that. We can request boarding.
Holding Point Golf 16 right. Whiskey Charlie.
So, if we go
American
with our
826,
procedures...
Are you ready?
Okay, here we
American
go.
826, ready.
Hopefully my sim doesn't crash, guys.
American
If it
826,
does...
Wind 150 degrees.
I've got a lot of work to
right,
fix.
clear for takeoff.
Okay,
Runway
so...
16 right. American 826.
Let's arm the emergency lights.
Sydney Tower, Copa 145.
Anti-ice we don't need because it is 17 degrees. That's us here.
Copper 145. Kevin 6 departure. Entra transition. Runway 16 left.
Don't worry about the departure time. We can be expecting a little bit late departure because I'm talking at the same time. I'm doing a lot of things. And for me, this is a new stream. I've never done this before.
Right, line up and wait.
Normally I'll do this
Runway 16
correct,
right.
very, very fast.
32.
But our pre-start,
Qantas 445.
actually pre-flight, we tested the oxygen. Well, I've done that earlier. It works.
Bravo 2, runway 16
Display
right.
switches are in the normal position.
Holding
Everything
Point
is
Bravo
working
16
fine.
right, Qantas 445.
We can turn on the heat, window heat.
Ready for taxi.
So we want our passengers to be nice and heated.
Qantas 150.
So I'm just flowing through the flow here on my checklist. We'll turn the yaw damper on. Again, this is not a tutorial on the 737, it's just the way I do it, and purely for a test string. Yaw damper on, we turn the aft fuel pump on. We have nothing in the center tanks. We got 2.5 on the left, 2.5 on the right. Window heat is on. Trim air, we can set that on. Left and right packs auto.
Sydney Tower, Copa 145.
And a set a altitude, which is our cruising level, which would be 370.
To runway 16 left, Copa 145.
Copper 145, sorry,
Now,
I might have messed you up there. Taxi via Golf and
our
Charlie,
landing
hold short,
altitude
runway
in Brisbane, we'll need to find that out. We can find that out
Taxi via
via
Golf, Charlie, hold short, runway 25, Copa 145. Thank you.
our charts. So landing altitude is 12. So in this case, if it's below 30, as I'm told by a real pilot in the 738,
2232, wind
don't
150
enter anything in. Leave it as 0 if it's below 30. If it's like 31, and then enter 30, so, or 50. But because it is 12, then we'll leave it as 0. So that's fine, I'm happy with that.
Charlie,
Let's start our boarding.
Sydney Tower, Qantas 445, Holding Point Bravo.
Qantas 445.
No way to do that is here. Start the boarding. We can't see the passengers, but they are definitely coming along.
16 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, Qantas 445, 16 right.
Sorry, why did you put in packs on? It's for the air pressure, to get some oxygen and to get some airflow cooling. Remember, we got the GPU on run, so we do want to have some sort of air conditioning going, so it's not so stuffy inside the cabin. Once that is disconnected, then we can start our IPU, so we can use our own air conditioning packs, so that means we will save fuel, basically. Usually 20-minute boarding time. I'm going to reduce that to probably 15 or 10. Usually for VA, Qantas VA don't really care, but if you're flying for a virtual VA like Ryanair or anything like that, they're going to penalise you if you go over 20 minutes or below or above 40 minutes. Sorry, below 20 minutes or above 40 minutes.
2232, contact departures.
So in this case,
Departure
on a switch, VA don't really care. So for the purpose of this video, which we are only doing testing, doesn't really apply. Okay, so we got. I have to flick between screens. So what are packs? Well, packs. I can explain. Again, it's not a tutorial, but it's basically it stands for pressurization altitude conditioning kits,
Cross runway 25.
and they usually
Holding point Bravo 10,
they're
runway
basically
16 left.
APU bleed air at the rear of the engine here, at the rear. They're beneath the fuselage, and on basically, how can I explain
Holding point
this?
Bravo 10, runway 16 left.
They're normally on for takeoff, unless we need to do unpressurized takeoff for some any specific reason. But ideally it's air conditioning and good airflow for the passengers inside, basically. It's just good practice. Again, it's simulating real world procedures. I've been on a Tigos flight out of Melbourne from Melbourne to Sydney, and whilst I was boarding I could hear the rear APU blastering on, and I know at Melbourne they penalise you if you leave the APU running too long, because that creates noise at the airport. Now if you use something like a air study unit or like a GPU unit or ground power unit, that simulates the airflow and air conditioning inside the cabin, so when passengers board they feel comfortable and they not feel hot or anything, or maybe they can feel warm. You can adjust the temperature using this control here. At the moment they're set on auto. Normally they're in the 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock position normally, but in winter, given the current temperature we have at the moment, outside is 17, I'm more than happy for them to be in 10 degree or auto position.
445, contact departure.
But if you leave it in auto, the aircraft will what do they call it? Will pressurize the cabin accordingly on ground and provide the correct air conditioning. I think it's climate control. I think that's the word I'm talking about. And every aircraft had this on like 21 or 22 or 19 or 21. Every airline has its own climate control setting. It's not simulated here, but I believe if you leave it in the auto position, it does a pretty good job. Okay. Alright, so we got our passengers. We got the message from the I don't know if you heard it earlier, a few minutes ago, from the what they call it, the chief flight attendant,
150, runway 16
that the passengers
right, line up and wait.
are boarding.
Runway 16 right, line up and wait, Qantas 150.
Seatbelts are on, then we can set the chimes on. Again, this is not a tutorial, but once we hit that message from that purser, we just hit that chimes on. Which means, by the way guys, get ready, we're about to start our preparation for departure. So now we go with our pre-flight checklist. We've done all that. Oxygen tested. I'm just going through the list here. Selector, parking brake is set, engine start levers is cut off, check. Before start checklist. Alright, but before we do that we need to close the doors and make sure everything is on. Now we can start our OPU. So the way you do that, turn on our packs, sorry, our fuel pumps, which is here. These are the center fuel pumps. These are our forward and aft. We don't have any center tanks, 0, so we only have left and right, so we can only turn on these two, left and right. And now we can turn on the APU. 1,
runway
2,
16
3 for on.
right,
We got the
takeoff.
low oil pressure. Then we hit the start for
Runway
2
16
seconds.
Right, cleared for takeoff. Qantas
Release.
150.
Then we should hear something in the background that our little engine is running here. You can see probably some fuel already pumping out. Meanwhile, we'll start preparing our pushback. Now we know that we are at domestic 4. We need to push. We are cleared for runway 16 left, I believe, so it's all the way here. So the only option is for us to face west. So I'm gonna do just that. Whilst our OP is running, and you can see
Whiskey Charlie Juliet, do you want us on departures?
Whiskey Charlie Juliet.
EGT is rising, so we've got AP on the bus. We just turn that on, AP on, and then we go APU bleed on. Now we're using the fuel from our engines to simulate air conditioning. So now we got the APU generator on, APU bleed is on. Now we can remove the ground GPU unit here, so we don't get penalised.
Qantas 150, contact departures, see ya.
Remove chocks.
Contact departures, Qantas 150.
Again, for pushback we can pre-plan. The beauty about this simulator is you can tell it where you want it to go. I want to go this way.
Cockpit, show you got your plan there. Give me a call through the menu when you're ready to go.
Alright, so that was from ground.
Taxi left.
How is the audio
Bravo 10,
from
runway 16
VATSIM?
left.
Can you hear it okay? Is it overpowering?
Taxi left, Bravo 10, holding point, runway 16 left, for
Alright, so we need to look at our performance takeoff. Our reserves, let me have a look at this window. If I can share it with you. So I do need to have a shortcut to flip between these two windows. I'm surprised my sim didn't crash. VATSIM ATC is overpowering. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. VATSIM ATC is overpowering. Thank you very much, sir. I will endeavour to reduce that. That should be okay. Let me try that again. Sydney Tower, Qantas 530. Request another audio check, please.
Qantas 530, readability 5x5.
Thank you. Also you in 5x5. Thank you. Guys, how is that? Is that better? I've reduced the audio for that. Let me know if that needs to be fine-tuned. Okay, so if I can show you a window. Charts. Bring that up, top cap. Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. I've just put a new scene selection for you to have a look at my performance takeoff, and I'm just going to add it to the stream. So it'll be so I don't know if I can do window capture. Let's have a look. Yeah. Window capture. That would be. No, that didn't work. Sorry, I'm just trying to show you my screen. Scene browse. Window capture. Display capture, that was the one. Yep. Okay. Top cat. No, that didn't work. Let's kill that. Top cat. I know you're seeing a blank screen, guys. Sorry. I'm just trying to show you my... Everything has gone black. Yeah, I know it's gone black because I'm just trying to create a new display so you can see what my performance takeoff is like. Because I've got another window here and I'm just trying to find out what window I should include in this freaking Steamlabs thing. Display capture. Beautiful. Okay. Display capture, that would be fine. Add. I'll work it out eventually, guys. Don't worry. So you can see my top cat here. Yeah. Alright. So basically, we're at Sydney. We get an update from the weather. 150 degrees. So easily 16. Few clouds 4,000. So it captures all this from my active sky. I don't know if you can see this. The runway is definitely dry. We're going to grab the takeoff weight. And the takeoff weight, and I'll switch between screens here. Oh, and I messed it up. Damn it. Darn it. Wow. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. It's active sky is on real weather. I can show you. It's on real weather. I do need to have a separate window for this. Sorry, I'm still working on how I can do that. That's why you see my ABS in the background. So I go back to the thing. The reason why I want to show you this is because I need to show you this performance takeoff. So we go back to our where is it? I've got like 20 windows open here. There we go. Our takeoff performance. We know our takeoff performance is 53.670. I am on VATSIM, yes, but I'm using world weather. World weather, I know. Yes, this is just a test one. I just want to see how this behaves. Okay, so in Top Cat, takeoff weight 53.670. We'll just enter that in. 670. Flaps 5 optimum with air conditioning on. Anti-ice. We don't need anti-ice. That's computed. Cool. So we can do a flaps 5 departure with a takeoff of 02. Can you see that? Yep. So first of all, let's enter our reserves. Probably should have done that earlier. Reserves. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. Reserves is saying for my flight plan. 1095, so it'll be 1.1. 1.1. Our cost index the company's given us is 40, which is standard for Qantas. Cruising level today is 370. I would have done this much quicker, but because I'm doing all these window sharing. Cruising cruise winds, average wind 276.82, 276.082, and our ISO deviation is expected to be positive 6, so we'll just add that 6. Automatically detects the transition altitude, the outside air temperature as well during the cruise. Quite cold. Now, I'm just checking the chat. What is N2? Okay, N2 is a. Okay. Let me bring this up. Where is it? Here we go. Flaps 5, take off 2. So it'll be a derated 2 departure. So we're going to derate at 22k, and we have various options for our, like in the Airbus we got flex temperature and all that, just to preserve the life of the engine. We can go up to 57. So if we go 57, I'll select temperature with a climb rate of 1, because we don't want to do any noise abatement at this stage. 87.5, 86.0. Yes, it's going to be lower because we're going to. This will take in consideration our tax of fuel. Because we got a bit of more fuel, because when we're taxing, our estimated burn rate on departure would be 86% for this temperature and at this climb rate. So hence why the discrepancy between 87.5 and 86.0, which is normal. So I'll bring back the window. So that's what we got. Take off, flaps 5. As it says, we just follow the Boeing OPT application here. 116 right, heading 150. So we put that 150 in the heading. 150. We also set our course as well. Mandatory. 150 the course. Because it's everything for the 150. Our CG on the trim hole, we can work that out. Now we know we got a runway slope of positive 010. I'm just checking the comments here. Sorry guys. Flicking the screens. What is ISO? Oh, this is not a tutorial, guys. It's you know what ISO is, Nick. Alright, trim, let's have a look. So our wind is 147008. We'll just pump that in. (147,008). Runway slope. Where is my little calculator here? Plus 0.1, which means it'll be up 0.1. Slash the heading will be 155. So you're telling the computer basically the runway slope is 1 degree up with heading 155. The runway is dry, and we just hit these big mother bads, and with the aircraft say, okay, at this with this load, with the amount of passengers, with the amount of fuel, I need to rotate at 131, and that's basically what it's saying. This is estimating 134. But this will be the true value. So we're just hitting 131. So we're very light on takeoff today. 131. We just enter. 131. All right. So we turn our flight directors on. Auto throttle on. Confirm VNAV LNAV works beautifully. We recycle the fuel flow. RTO is on. We are basically ready for pushback. We can close that off, and I'll switch back to the scene.
700, about the same. Mainly your volume is just off, that's all.
I don't know. Does X-plane have... Yes, it does, sir. Yes, it has slope runways. You can check it here. There is a setting in general for slope runways. US runways follows terrain contours. Requires scenery load. It's checked. So yes, you can enable or disable that to make it as realistic as possible. And it follows what what Navigraph is indicated, which I'm running latest error, and it's synced.
Is right, 170, runway
I'm
16
just...
right.
Alright, beautiful. So let's close the doors. We'll close the cargo. We'll retract the air stairs. And we'll call for the pushback.
Yeah, ground to cockpit. Toast driving up right now.
Beautiful. Doors are closed. We'll close the... Beautiful. Alright, so... Now let's do the before start checklist. Front door is closed. Fuel is 5 kilos. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP V1 129, 128, V2 131 all set on the MCP. Takeoff speed set. CD free flight is completed. Our rudder and air alarm trim is set to 0. Check. Taxi briefing. Well, taxi briefing. We should be doing that, shouldn't we? We're probably expecting taxi via Charlie to cross runway 25, Bravo 10, Sierra, Tango to the Tango 5 holding point. Actually, 16. What did we clear? 16 left. I thought. Sorry, correction. It'd be a short taxi. Charlie 1, Bravo 2 holding point. My apologies. I thought it'd be 3, 4. Anti-collision light on, which we should be setting. Done. And I'll switch back to the other window because you see me flicking through.
Boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins. Verify arm door, standby for all calls.
So I'm just waiting for this gentleman to lift me up. As you can see, he's doing his thing.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake when you're ready.
Beautiful. Give me 1 minute. Just
700 contact departures. Have a good flight. Yep.
Okay, now we can request push. Mate, you need to go to 16 left area. Yeah, I know that. I know that. Yeah, there's a delay on my side when I speak, when I see your text. I know, 16 right. Okay, so I'm just going to request pushback now. Now, as a good pilot would always do, he'll double check his ATIS. 12625. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to right click and select the ATIS, and the ATIS has not actually Golf. 16 left, 16 right, QNH 1019. Beautiful. I've got that. Sorry, Sydney Tower. G'day, Qantas 530 at gate domestic 4. Request pushback information Golf.
Qantas 530 in contact ground 126.5.
126.5, thank you. 530, speak to you soon. I didn't realise the ground was online. 1265. Beautiful.
Located throughout the aircraft.
So you can see some internal announcements happening here.
Message about the safety features, please.
Sydney ground, good. Good afternoon, Qantas 530 with information Golf. Domestic 4 request pushback. We've been given clearance.
Qantas 590 pushproof.
Pushproof 530. Okay. Packs off. Engine number 2, start.
Alright, starting the pushback, and you may spool them. Clear to start engines.
So, one thing I forgot to mention is 4455. Squawk that. 4455. And altitude on. Off, sorry. No, it's a short taxi. Alright, let's monitor the engine there. 25% raise the fuel. Okay, so let's monitor the fuel rate. We want to get 56. We get 56. That should be cutting off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, cut off. Beautiful. Number 1, start. Start number 1. You can see it from the outside. Number 2 started. Now this is spinning. Number 1. We need to monitor it. We're waiting for 24, 23% roughly. 19, 21, 22, 23. Fire it up. Start. Add fuel. Now we're waiting for 56. 56, 58 is stable. So look at that. Then push back. So I'll have the concentration here. Now we have to look at if this cuts off. That's number 1 cut off. So what we need to do is put our generators on. APU now we can turn off. Start engines to continuous in case we have engine fire. Probe heat switch to on. Left and right packs auto.
Alright mate, operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake will set, thank you sir. Parking brake is now set.
Alright mate, disconnecting tow, stand by.
Cool. Isolation valve will be auto, APU bleed off. Now we can set our flaps. Flaps position 5.
Outside, pull down on the red tab to inflate the vest, or blow into the red tube on the side of the vest. There is also
yeah, we were cleared for 16 left, yes sir. 16 left?
If necessary,
16 left. Oh yeah, we were. Crikey. We were clear for 16 left. Yes, you're right sir. We were clear for 16 left. We can expect Charlie cross 25. Bravo 10 Sierra to the holding point. Bravo 10. 16 left. Yeah, you're right sir. Yeah, my apologies. You're right. Thank you for clarifying. Wish I had a first officer. So now we set our...
disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Thumbs up on the left and catch you next time. Have a safe flight.
Thank you very much sir. We'll try to do that. Now we got our hydraulics set up and we're going to do a bit of a test on our systems controls. Full up, full down, right, left, right, left, right. Beautiful. Controls checked. Blank out display. We're just going to look out for that hand signal. There we go. He's got the pin. We're all happy days. Alright, so we can request taxi. Actually, before taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice is not required. Isolation valve is auto, engine starts in the continuous position. Recall, check. Auto brake RTO, flaps 5, green lights. Engines idle detent controls has been checked and clear of the ground equipment. Before taxi checklist complete. Qantas 530 request taxi.
Qantas 530 taxi holding point Bravo 10 runway 16 via Charlie.
Bravo 10 holding point via Charlie. Confirm you're clear across 25.
That is affirmative.
Copy that. Taxi holding point Bravo 10 16 left via Charlie. Cleared across 25. We'll report ready 530. Beautiful. Release parking brake. Runway turn off, lights on, taxi lights on. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way. Hopefully the sim doesn't crash. Yes sir, I know you're right. Sorry, there's a good 20-second delay from when I read your comment. Alright, so taxi speed not above 20-25 knots. Frame rates are looking good, 27. I'm running a dodgy GPU, so bear with us. Okay, so departure. So what do we have? We got ground, we got tower, we got approach, and we got Wollongong Centre. So I'll just tune 120 Dason 5. Yep, that's tuned. Should watch where I'm going. How is the is it jittering? How is the lag in terms of performance for when I'm taxing? When I'm switching views around, is it smooth? because I do switch views around. It's Cav OK, which helps me with my frame rates. And by the way, Nick, you're the only one that has this video, so go for it. There's only a private share link. That's one of the reasons I created this stream. Hopefully I said it right. Okay, just double checking air conditioning pressurization is checked. Turn off lights, yep, beautiful. Alright. Now remember, if we do have an engine failure, we need to climb to 1,200 feet and then navigate and declare that. But I've got failures turned off. Okay, it's okay. Good, thanks, Nick. Thank you. Now I've got this little iPad here, which is in the Zebo mod, which tells me where I'm going and it's tracking me. Oops, I should know where I'm going. I'm bumping that Jetstar guy. So via Charlie we'll cross 25. Okay. I'm using the TGT scenery for Sydney. It's pretty good. I've got it on low settings. You can increase it high, but my GPU can't handle it at this stage until Wednesday when I get my beast for PC. I think that's on Charlie now. Turn right, there's a Sydney Tower there, runway 2507 approaching. Turn off any ILS, which is good practice because we don't want any of that interfering. Okay, so best practice when any aircraft will taxi across the runway, set our strobes on so we're lit up like a Christmas tree. First off, I'll say clear on the right, left, captain will say clear on the left. I'll be taxiing across. Never rely on the ATC. Let's make sure we are crossing. Keeping on my frame rates as well.
Approaching 25.
Yep, X-rays is telling me that. And I can see it there. Confirm. We're cleared across. Always check for traffic. Now we're cleared, so we can turn off and back to steady. Now checking the fuel, 4.9. And we got our departure. Sit here, 155 on the heading. And I missed that out, sorry. Trim 155, my apologies. 155 also here. I thought it was runway 16 right.
Flight 23, over the general aviation, we've got Golf on board looking for an IFR clearance to Perth.
There's a Sydney Tower. There's an old VOR station coming up. And look at this, I've got seasons on too. How's that for autumn? Don't crash. I don't know about that, pause. Okay. I'm going a bit faster, down to 14 knots.
Flatland route, Sydney 1 departure, off runway 16 left, new fund 5000, 5404, care flight 23.
Okay. Now, check on the ground. Still on Charlie. Check the winds.
Correction, 4504 for care flight.
In real life, this will be a highway. When we cross this, underneath this will be a tunnel. I don't know about this freaking building here. It's not a building. It's actually a tunnel. So you'll see the traffic underneath you. It's not simulated very well. That's the VOR station at Sydney. It's the old VOR. Hopefully many times, sorry, I drove many times under the Sydney Tunnel on the way to work. So as we cross that, you see the aircraft taxiing. Yeah, it's not simulated very well.
And ground care flight.
There's that VOR station, Sydney.
One departure is direct.
It's beautiful.
VOR Romeo India Charlie.
Okay, approaching Bravo 10. We should be able to call tower now, but I'm just waiting for ground to call us. Hopefully the sim doesn't crash. Oops, sorry, I'm doing other things as I'm looking at the charts. I'm back on runway. See, that's where you need a first officer to do something. Alright, so at this point, let's
prepare for takeoff, please.
We get cabin crew ready for takeoff.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Alright, minute we get that announcement, we hit that big bad boy, chimes only on. That means cabin crew must be seated with their seatbelts on. That big boy here. That's on. And it's up to the pilot's discretion, or captain's of pilot flying, I should say, to turn that off. What's this message? Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. It's 5:30 with you.
5:30, correct. Sydney Tower 120.5.
120.5. Sorry if I was monitoring another station. Thank you. That was my bad. 1205.
Don't worry about it.
Beautiful. Just hold here. Get ourselves ready. Alright. Oh, don't cross that line. Stay there. Beautiful. Parking brake set. Now, taxi lights off, wheel light off. Before takeoff checklists. Flaps 5, green lights, and stabilizer trim 5.5 units. I believe 5 units, correct. Check. Now we make that call. But before we do that, I need to find out 1240. That will be our next frequency. It's always good practice to put that in. 1244. Sydney Tower, good evening, good afternoon, I should say. Qantas 530 with you, fully ready, 16 left.
Qantas 530 Tower, wind 160 degrees, 11 knots, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff.
16 left, clear for takeoff. Qantas 530, thank you. Okay, in that case, landing lights on, strobe on, mode Charlie on.
Approaching 16 left.
Tendon push, clear on the left, we are clear on the right. Let's position ourselves. Apparently the ground control is trying to call me and I didn't hear him.
Runway 16 left.
Alright, we're good. We line up ourselves. 131, sorry, I have to double check that. Let me put the brakes on. I don't think 133 is our... Oh, 131 it is too. Oh, yeah. 40% in one. 40%, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40. Toga, let's go. Get the departure charts. Here we go. Apply forward pressure on the console, on the forward stick. After 80 knots.
80 knots.
Check. Release forward pressure. Maintain center line. Looking for V1.
V1.
Rotate 131. There we go. 15 degrees.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Positive rate. 15 degree nose climb. For the flight. Follow the flight director. Trim as needed.
400.
Check. Alright, now we bug up. Now the aerodrome is what, 200, so 3,200 we bug up. 1,300. At 3,000 feet roughly we bug up, so we keep flying this.
Qantas 530, contact
Over departures, Qantas 530. Now we never contact departures unless you are fully established for after departure. So again, we're waiting for that 3,000 feet and then we bug up. There we go, 3,000 and we bug up. Because we have to wait for the tape here, see? We're flaps 5, flaps 1. We're still at flaps 5. flaps 1. Now we can select flaps 1, RTO off, and now flaps up. Flaps up, no lights, we're waiting for no lights. 5000 should have set the departure, sorry about that. VNAV, now we can contact departures. Departures, g'day, Qantas 530 with you, passing 3000 for 5000.
Qantas 530 departures, g'day, identified, climb flight level 280.
280, Qantas 530, thank you. Okay, so we've been given clearance at 280, we're past the transition level. So we can release the cabin crew. We pass, we can remove the restriction for the engine altitude, sorry, engine power failure off, go to standard. Beautiful. And now we can perform our takeoff checklist. Sorry, after takeoff checklist. Okay, engine bleeds are on, packs are auto, landing gears up and off, flaps up, no lights, altimeter standard. After takeoff checklist complete. Confirming direct Kevin, so we just always.
Qantas 530, cancel the SID, turn left, track direct, enter, plane route.
Direct intra plane route, cancel SID 530. Okay, so because it's giving us direct intra, so we go intra direct. Okay, intra direct is heading 2901. Autopilot is on, heading 2901 on the heading. 2901. And you can see here, he's actually given us direct intra, which is a nice little short section here. I'm just looking at the chat. What is N1? N1 is your rotation speed, I believe, on the engines. My frame rates are terrible. Sorry guys. My frame rates are really bad. Hopefully the sim doesn't crash. Shocking. 15, 20, 23, 21. Here we go. Direct intra. Now why doesn't the SID close to... Nah, don't worry about that. Why doesn't the mod follow intra? There we go, direct intra. Now we're going direct intra plane route. So N1 will be your rotation speed. Basically you follow what the computer will say. We say V1, V2, rotate. You just basically follow what your instruments are dictating you to do, and that's what I've done. Alright, passing 11,000, we can switch off the seatbelt sign.
Look at
that, what a beautiful view. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's a lovely departure. Alright, I have to concentrate. Landing lights off, runway turn off lights off, wing lights off, engine start is continuous, seatbelts off, recall, check, everything is fine. I would like to put the weather radar on at this stage. Should have done that earlier. Pilot monitor, you can have the terrain. Beautiful. Alright, we can now look at the weather for Brisbane. Sydney, thank you very much. It's lovely. I have to dig. This is not a tutorial, but N1 is basically used to control. It's an auto throttle control to maintain a specific thrust level. What the computer is spitting out at you. What you need to do. it's hard to explain, but I mean, there's a lot of tutorials out there, but N1 is basically the engine numbers, which they're compressors in the back of the engine. Sorry, the back of the engine. So there's blades obviously rotating in the Boeing, same as a Cessna, I believe, but you've got blades in the Boeing, and they're typically numbered front to back. So N1 will be the front, N2 will be behind. So the N1 value that you see is basically the first stage of those compressors and the fan blades, and it's measured in percentage from the maximum rotation ratio. So if you rotate 10,000 RPM or 90% N1, which is 9,000 RPM, I guess it's relating to more like a cost index, if you can figure that out. It's all computer based performance for the engine.
Good afternoon, Cat 123, passing 2000.
It's a big topic. I'm not going to be here to. I need to learn it myself, but I've got a rough idea of what it means. Basically, just follow what it tells you in front of it, and you'll be fine. That's how I view it. I forgot to file my VA flight.
Victor Mike Romeo, area QNH 1019, a contact Melbourne Centre now correction 133.0. See ya. 133.0, see ya, thanks. Care Flight 23, turn right, resume navigation direct Richmond, plan route. Check Richmond, plan route, Care Flight 23.
Okay, so the next one after entry will be heading 338. Close that off. Malta. There we go. Lovely. I'm very fortunate today to have Cav OK. Wow. Absolutely stunning.
530, contact Melbourne Centre 133.0. Catch you later.
133, say again the frequency, please.
133.0.
1330, thank you very much for the services. 530.
Just with you maintaining 9,000.
So it's always good practice to tell the controller where you're flying and what altitude when you're switching over, and the altitude. I think Brisbane Centre is extending.
1,000 to go.
Jetstar 459, Melbourne Centre, star clearance available.
And you never interrupt the controller.
Cleared the Bori to Alpha arrival, runway 16 right, when ready descend flight level 220.
I can see we need to do some work here. Because we're at 280 and see if we can slot ourselves in.
Velocity 842, crest direct mate and further descent please.
Velocity 842, cleared direct mate, descent 9000, Melbourne QNH 1023.
Direct mate and
lovely departure, beautiful, happy with that.
Where you can eat turn secret to flight turret, stage of the up like you rolled.
Some other person got in front of me.
Descend flight level 130.
Equinox 530 with you up 280 inbound Malta.
132.0, velocity 842.
See if we can accept 370. Yep, Brisbane Centre, g'day, Qantas 530 with you at 280 inbound Malta. He hasn't cleared us for
Qantas 530 Melbourne Centre, climb flight level 370.
370, 530, thank you. Okay, altitude event. Here you go.
Qantas 120.
It's very bad for fuel if we were to do this. Very bad for fuel. It should be smooth. Now we can burn more fuel to climb. And our climb is on eco, so it should be okay. Estimating top of climb 27 nautical miles.
Qantas 128 when ready, descend flight level 180.
Time 5:3.
180, 128.
Shouldn't be too bad.
Moving into energy fed to 130.
Okay, after reading a bit more about N1, it's basically an auto throttle setting.
Qantas 445,
So
descend flight level 140.
when the auto throttle
Flight level 140.
is engaged to the limit, that is the N1 or N2 limit, whatever it is specified by the FMC, which is a flight management computer. It's basically the limit that it dials on the display, so you can do a takeoff and also do a go around if you need to do. It's automatically dictated by what the takeoff or go around computer throttles will dictate. So you follow that basically. That's what it means in layman's terms. I'm sure there's like pages and pages of documents on how you can reflect and what that all means, but that's what on departure you just follow what the FMC would tell you to do. And for me, I believe that was 131 initially when I took off, based on my weight, cargo, and wind speeds and weather as well. Very sophisticated aircraft, very sophisticated. I've got orthos here, so you can probably see some orthos. Very impressive. I really love them orthos. I also do have orthos for Brisbane, but not halfway, only like around approaching Brisbane and also leaving Sydney. I'm surprised my sim didn't crash. Still alive? Okay, so always a good practice. Approaching Malta, check our fuel. 3.6. Malta. Expect 3.9, expecting to burn.
Qantas 128 Melbourne Centre.
And then heading 005.
Your copy, I'm ready to enter.
Off to Malta, and from Malta to Ern, I'm expecting to burn 3.4, 3.9, what's that?
And American 826 descends 9,000 feet, Melbourne QNH 1023.
500 kilos of fuel. Wow. This is why you take on extra fuel in case of an event or something like that on VATSIM. See that wind? This wind is pushing us.
American 826, contact Melbourne.
1,000 to go.
See that wind is pushing us to the northeast. 261 at 80 knots. Top of climb coming up very soon at 3.5. At 5. Sorry, correction. At what's the top of climb? 5.3. Sorry for flicking. 5.3. There we go. How accurate is that? Look at that. That's insane.
4 miles.
That's pretty insane. How accurate the 7.3 is.
Qantas 662, you're about to leave my airspace. Identification control services terminated and frequency change approved. G'day.
Now,
132,
one thing I can share with
today,
you, hopefully this will work.
Qantas 445, descent, flight level 110. Flight level 110, Qantas 445. Melbourne Centre, Qantas 190 with you. Qantas 190, Melbourne Centre, climb flight level 240. Qantas 190. Flight level 240. Qantas 445, descent 9,000 feet, Melbourne QNH 1023. 9,000 feet, Qantas 445. Whiskey Charlie Juliet, Melbourne Centre. Qantas 445, contact Melbourne approach 132.0. 132.0, Qantas 445. Good stuff, no waiting for we'll try out there. Jetstar 459, descent flight level 180. Descent flight level 180, I'll start this down 459. Qantas 128, descent 9,000 feet, Sydney QNH 1020.
1020 down there, 9,000 feet, Qantas 128.
I need a second monitor. Because if someone is on chat messaging me, I'll need to constantly flick over from one monitor to another. Well, from one window to another, I should say.
Qantas 150, descend flight level 130.
Okay, top of descent. 203 nautical miles.
Jetstar 776, radio check. Jetstar 776. Jetstar 776, contact me on 125.3. 125.3, Jetstar 776. Jetstar 776. Jetstar 776, Melbourne Centre. Aboard Center and please inside for the night, get some shut-eye nasal services, we'll see you. American 2855, have a good one. Whiskey Charlie Juliet, Melbourne Centre.
Jetstar 776, star clearance available.
Jetstar 776, I think we'll take that, thanks.
Jetstar 776, cleared the Trina 9 Alpha arrival, runway 23. When ready, descend flight level 250.
Cleared the Trina 9 Alpha, that's right. Trina 9 Alpha arrival, runway 23, and when ready, descend flight level 250, Jetstar 776.
Jetstar 776. Velocity 33 Hotel, Melbourne Centre, confirm up's normal.
G'day, Care Flight 23, with you. Passing flight level 220, climb.
Care Flight 23, Melbourne Centre. And Qantas 128, contact Sydney approach, 124.4, g'day.
124.4, thanks for service, climb 128. Care Flight 23, clear META flight level 220.
Care Flight 23, cleared amended flight level 220.
Cleared amended flight level 220, Care Flight 23, thanks.
Whiskey Charlie Juliet, Melbourne Centre.
Melbourne Centre, class 15A with you for flight level 265.
Qantas 1580, Melbourne Centre, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, class 1580.
And Melbourne Centre, code 2232, request climb to flight level 320.
2232, climb amended level 320.
Climb level 320, code 2232, thank you.
Melbourne Centre, Care Flight 23. We have some navigation issues with the aircraft. We're just wondering, is your radar screen showing us tracking left of the planned track?
Care Flight 23, slightly, call it a half mile.
Roger that, for conditions. Well, I'm not sure exactly how to get it back on track. Is it alright if we leave it like this?
Care Flight 23, FM. Jetstar 459, descent 9,000 feet, Sydney QNH 1020.
9,020, Jetstar 459.
Qantas 150, descent 9,000 feet, Melbourne QNH 1024.
Down to 9,000 feet, QNH 1024, Qantas 150.
Qantas 628 is approaching top of descent. Qantas 628, cleared the Rivet 3 on arrival, runway 16 right. When ready, descend flight level 180.
Rivet 3 arrival, runway 16 right, flight level 180, and we're leaving 350, Qantas 628.
628, contact me on 125.0.
125.0, 628.
That was Anacon's 530, request away from flight deck for about 5 minutes.
Qantas 530, that's approved, and at that point you'll also be outside my airspace, so we'll just get it done out of the way. Identification and control services terminate, frequency change approved, go.
Thank you very much, so no problems. I will switch over to Unicom 1228.
San G'day, Qantas 628.
Okay guys, we're on Unicom. Alright, let's prepare our descent. Let's have a look at the weather. So the weather, Brisbane. Winds 010 degrees. Can I switch views? How's that? There we go. Can you see that? There we go. That's 010 degrees. At 6 knots. Few clouds 3,500. Broken 2,400. Temperature 24. Dew point 16. And the QNH is 1016. 1016. ISO deviation. Let's work that out. Airport elevation. We'll turn that on. Alright. Let's have a look. We're in Unicom at the moment. We don't need Sydney. We'll chuck in Brisbane. Airport elevation is 12 knots. It's 12 knots. 12 feet. Temperature. Back to sky. 25 degrees. 25 degrees. ISO deviation is 10. From our performance charts, I should say, from our flight plan here, our descent winds, let's chuck those figures in. Descent 310. Actually 200 and 100. Two 78124. A2C. Look, for the purpose of this stream, given the weather. Oh, bummer. Bugger off. Did you switch directions, did you? Bummer. Crikey, it's gone for 19 right. Oh. Fair enough. Oh, we'll go for 19 right now. 19 right. Actually, left, sorry, my apologies. Right, what are we doing? It's left. Oh, bugger, I gotta see the charts. I'm familiar with this airport. One on right, pretty sure. Oh, one left, sorry, one on left. Here we could take an RNAV or the ILS. RNAV Papa. What's the 4,500 ILS? You know what? Let's do the RNAV approach. Let's do the RNAV approach. 19 left. Let's do the RNAV approach. 19 left. RNAV Papa or Mike? Or Zulu? Well, we got 4,500. Let's have a look. So with this one, localizer or viewer. You know what? Bugger it. Let's do the localizer. That'll be a more challenging experience. Localizer. We can do a localizer. Yes, we will. We'll do a localizer approach. Why not? Because we can. Localizer Yankee. Now 4,500 feet, so we need to be minimum is 2,200. Actually 5,000. Oh, 500. Sorry. We'll do a localizer for a what's that called? Non-precision approach. I'll do that. Localizer here. I don't have a localizer. I've got the charts, but I don't have a localizer. My FMC doesn't have it. ILS. RNAV. No, I don't have localizer. Sorry, I'll have to be ILS Yankee. Can we do a localizer? RNAV Zulu. We'll do the RNAV Zulu. Bugger it. We'll do the RNAV Zulu. I don't want to do ILS. ILS is cheating. Do something different. RNAV Zulu. 1 right. That doesn't make sense. 1 right. Should be. Look at the winds. This is interesting. We can do 1 right, 19 left. Let's compare the two. That's the top of the set. Got 44 nautical miles. Oh, bugger it. So look at my frame rates. It's really bad. Oh, come on. Come on. 4. Look at that frame rates. 2 frame rates. Oh my gosh. 8. Come on, increase. 24, beautiful. Something's happening in the background. Let's start a descent. 250. How's that? Got no ATC. Let's start it and we can plan from there. Give it some time. Now look at that. 1 on left. Ah, beautiful. 1 on left. 1 on left. RNAV Zulu. We'll do that with a sync transition. That looks fine. I recall doing that. RNAV Zulu 19 left. I can do an RNAV Papa. What will that bring us down to? 370. Doesn't really matter, does it? I'll do the RNAV zoom. Bring us lower probably. Check if they're ATC. No ATC. Bring us to 430. Oh, beautiful. Alright. I'm Zulu with a sync transition. Sync transition. Alright, I'm happy with that. And the minimum is 1500. 1530 actually. That is fine. So we get the approach chart. Sync. Cool. Beautiful. Ah, sync. Left. Did I do that wrong? Did I do it wrong? No, I messed that up. I think I messed that up. 19 left is definitely from the north. Top of descent, 18 nautical miles. We gotta work something out here, guys. Alright, departure. Let's remove black 3 alpha. Let's remove all that. Black up. Arrival. RNAV Zulu. 19 left. Sync transition. How's that? Yeah, I'm not happy with something here. We're coming for that approach. Sorry, correction. Have I got the right chart? RNAV Zulu 10 left. Yeah. And the minimum is 1500. Yep, correct. Check. Alright, I'm happy with that. 009, Campbell. Now, departure. So, we need to focus on our landing weight. So, let's quickly look like. What's our gross weight? 51.4. This little spreadsheet here. Current weight is 2.5. Estimated rotor fuel 2.1. 51.0. Flaps 30 and the winds 6 knots, so be correction of 6 knots. 36. You're joking. Wow. Flaps 30. 1, 36. It's insane. Is that right? Landing rate. Can't be right. Something's wrong. 63.7 should be. Gross weight. Can't be right. 51.4. Fuel 2.5. Yeah. Estimated arrival time in Brisbane 2.1. 50.9. Wow. 136. Alright, so landing weight is 136, flaps 30. There we go. Drive required. Let's have a look. No ATC, it's fine. Drag is set. Winds are checked. What I'd like to do is I need to set my fixes. Expecting 19 left. A 10 degree nautical mile final because it's a non-precision approach. I'd add 5 degrees. It's fine. That's done. 285 descent. Would add that to 270, please. That'll be fine. Alright, update on the heading 001. My frame rates are killing me. Hello. Come Wednesday, I'll get a better PC. Alright, beautiful. And now we can set the message for the flight attendants.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck here, we were on our descent. Seatbelt sounds good. Back up for our arrival. If you're up and about, please return your seats, fasten your seatbelts. Still showing well ahead of schedule. Thanks again. Hope you have a nice week. Have you on here very shortly.
My frame rates are ridiculously low. Guys, I'm streaming as well, so that doesn't really help. I actually may have to disconnect on VATSIM, because that's actually going to kill my frame rates on this crappy PC that I've got. And looking at what we've got no ATC in Brisbane, so I might actually disconnect, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, my frame rates are really poor. You know what? I'll disconnect VATSIM. I'll disconnect VATSIM because my frame rates are killing me. Below. So we'll vacate. Just double checking the winds. 19 left. Expecting high taxi speed, Alpha 6. Speed brakes 3, that'll do it. Sync 250. That'll be the Blacker 3 Alpha arrival. Blacker 001. Blacker and approximate 32 nautical miles. Should appear here very soon. Frame rates are killing me. Oh, look at these frame rates. Guys, this is just a test stream, okay? So, no fancy comments or anything like that. 1016 is YSSY QNH. Okay, so let's look at our minimums. For an non-precision approach, 430. 430 is what is required now. I know minimum is 430, but other aircraft would say add 40 feet to that. So we'll add 430s. Actually, you know what? We'll stay with 430. We normally should add 40 feet for non-precision. Actually, let's do it. Non-precision 430. So it's 470. 470 is our minimums. If we're not visual by that, we'll do a go around. And the missed approach procedure is track the Brisbane November Hotel 196 degrees. Where's direct debate to see where we're flying, and then climb to 3000. So set 196. That's a good point, isn't it? My frame rates are really crap, guys. Sorry. I'm looking. Course is 196. 196. I should get the cabin crew to prepare the cabin for landing soon. 196 and 196 degree. It's a 3 degree profile. That sometimes can be variations using magnetic. We'll tune in the RNAV ILS just as a backup, which is 109.5. Just as a backup, in case we screw up. Just as a backup, guys. Guys, I'm doing a bit of a test stream here, forgive me. My connection actually is very good, my crappy computer is terrible. By Wednesday, Thursday next week, I'm going to get a beast of a system, so forgive me. It's just my first time streaming. As a newbie, I'm very new to this, so forgive me. There's no comments. If there is any comments, forgive me. I need to flick between screens because I've only got one screen, and I have ordered another screen, which will give me an opportunity to read comments on the next live stream. Okay, so approach. We're looking good in approach. Let's get the cabin crew to prepare the cabin for landing, please.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
These clouds are killing me. That's why I'm disconnecting VATSIM.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our gradual descent for landing, we ask you to take this opportunity to restore any cabin luggage you may have used during the flight. In just a few moments, the flight attendants will be coming through to collect all remaining service items. Please assist your flight attendants by bringing all seat backs upright, returning tray tables in their secure position, and double check the security of your seat belt. At this time, all electronic devices must be turned off and stowed. Thank you.
Alright, beautiful. Okay, so now we have to look at the approach. This is not a tutorial, guys. This is not a tutorial. This is just a test stream from me. If you have any questions, PM me, Discord, or anything like that. I'm happy to help. There's a ton of information out there on how to do all this. If you want my version of it, happy to share with you guys. More than happy, my friends. More than happy. But then again, I'm just a student and I'm learning, so we can all learn together. But I don't consider this a game. This is definitely not a game. This is a simulation of real world procedures. So again, I'm flying real world weather, real world procedures. Anything goes wrong, I'll follow what the charts would say. Simple as that. Alright, so on a GLS approach, I've got my little cheat sheet here, temp. So on a GLS approach, we arm the approach button and the glide scope is enabled. Here's our approach configuration. It's Comex. Sky Matix is a wonderful channel, wonderful gentleman. Is also involved with the creator of this aircraft, Zippo. He created the flight model, the dynamics. It's free. It's crazy unrealistic. Crazy unrealistically amazing that this gentleman has released this version without requiring payment from people. But I'm not here on this channel to discuss this. Take advantage of it and show this gentleman your appreciation. Again, I'm looking at the speed, everything, fixes we got in. We have our minimum set 250, estimating 240. We are more than perfect. We are perfectly on approach into Brisbane. Hope to God that the weather doesn't change, because I'm aiming for 19 left. Just add that here, 19 left. That's it, 19 left. Definitely the wind at this stage on VATSIM. 250 variable, 200. Few clouds, 4,000 broken, 2,000. Temperature 2513, dew point KNH 1016, and it's all been set up. Now we can go through our descent checklist. Okay, pressurization, I should say, has been checked. We're looking good on the duct pressure. Recall checked. Auto brake, we're looking at landing auto brakes 3. Landing VREF. Okay, VREF, we're looking at flaps 30, 136 with a plus 6 degree wind correction, because it is 6 knots. So if it's 5, we add 1 knot. Altimeters, we're not there yet. No, correction. Approach briefing is complete. 120 or above. Correct. And we are 130. Look how accurate the Zippo mod is, guys. Look at that. It says that within 1.8 nautical miles we need to be 120 above, and look at that. 122 and descending. That's how crazy realistic this Zippo mod is, guys. If you can afford $10, $5, $1, $3, whatever you can. This gentleman is crazy, insanely amazing. If you can show your appreciation to this gentleman, he is amazingly gifted to what he does. I need to take a personal loan to how many times I've donated to this gentleman. And considering some of the payway aircraft out there on X-Plane, come to this beast of a 738, the Zippo mod doesn't even compare to how realistic it can get, and it's constantly being updated in real time within, like, I'm talking about days, hours. Anyway, gentlemen, so I'll see you do whatever you need to do to donate or show his appreciation, even maybe a message or kind kind message. You don't have to donate money, just maybe shoot him a quick email saying, hey guys, I really appreciate what you've done. I don't want to say game changer, but it's a sim changer. Especially coming from Microsoft 2020. I'm scared to say how realistic this thing can be. We are privileged and live in amazing times, everybody. Okay, transition altitude is 11,000. We're 400 feet above. Just slowly monitoring that. My frame rates are crazy bad. But sync. We're going to sync according to the star. 19 left. 255 to sync. Okay. Standard is set. 1016 was set on the backup altimeter, which is 1016 QNH. 1016. Cabin crew has been notified for cabin preparation for landing. Look at that. The zebra actually knows that you need to be 240 below 10,000. That is insanely accurate. Can't thank the gentleman more than enough. Wow. Look at that. That is insane. That is crazy. Now I've logged off because my frame rates are below 20. Automatically they will kick me. Okay, let's concentrate. 10,000, seatbelts on. Landing lights on. Runway turn lights on, so I should say. Wing lights on.
Turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please recheck the security of your seatbelt.
Beautiful. Seatbelts on. Still looking at the weather, guys. Look, if I was to land runway 01 right, I'll be looking at a tailwind 1 knot crosswind from the left at 6 knots. It's doable, okay guys? But I wanted to show you that on the fly we can adjust this. And this is what it's doing. Look at that, I'm in thick fog. I cannot see nothing. I can't see the ground, can't see nothing. And the aircraft is performing beautifully. Now I've got my rings around. You can probably see these rings, guys. Sorry, I've only got one screen, so if someone is chatting with me, bear with me. I need to constantly check that. Okay, so these rings basically says from the north. That's a 5 nautical mile ring. That's a correction. That's a 5 nautical mile ring. That's a 10 nautical mile ring. Within 10 nautical miles, I need to be flaps 5 configured. Within 4 nautical mile ring, I need to be flaps 15 gear down configured for landing. So that's a visual indication for me. So what I might do, because we're VNAV LNAV, I'm going to go with 230 on the speed. That'll give me some time to maneuver myself. It's a bit too sharp. See how this turn is? It's a bit too sharp. So I'm going to vector myself to go probably 260, 360, and then connect to sync and make that base turn. Look at that. The aircraft is performing perfectly. There's Brisbane Airport there. We're on the base leg. We're very high though. I'm expecting to go direct sync, but given the current mapping, of the aircraft, it's going to be a very sharp turn to sink. We're not going to make that. So ideally, we should have gone via Gold Coast or something like that, and then vector ourselves to sink. But that's okay. We can still manage it. That's the beauty about on the fly. That's the beauty about flight simming. You have to be prepared for the unexpected. And that's what a good pilot does. Alright guys, so I'm constantly monitoring this. As you know, we are in visual, so we can do VFR if you like. We can go visual. But the biggest mistake IFR people do, the biggest mistake, is they turn off everything and rely on VFR. And when they rely on VFR, the instruments are going to be blowing alarms. So use the instruments. Even though you want to do VFR, use the instruments as a backup. And then when you're approximately 3, 4, 5 nautical miles from the aerodrome, go for your low for visual if you want. Because the aircraft, this heavy aircraft, is performed has a descent rate for your current fuel and for your performance at that intersection. And if you've done something wrong, then your landing weight, everything will just get thrown out the window, guys. Thrown out the window. Please be mindful of that when ATC says visual. Yeah, you can do visual, but go for visual, but please have a backup with your instruments. So look at this. Very close to sink. I'm still on current heading now. I'm on 230. Sink is sailing 185 or below. It will make sense now to go to 220, because the distance between sink and where I am is less than 5. It's just over 5 nautical miles. Now you see, I'm no Boeing pilot, but you see that magenta triangle? When it gets to up, that means we need to set our flaps 1 speed. Okay guys, I'm happy at this stage to go to sink. 185, I just want to maintain my speed. 185 or 0, so 185 will be 190. 190. LNAV, beautiful, look at that. That's going to take us direct to sink. Okay, now we are so close to the airport, guys. Normal practice is, in real life, hit that bad boy over here. That tells this one here, chimes on, the cabin crew to be seated for landing. Now we must watch, see the dotted green line? We must watch that. Once we get very close to near to that, we must be on flaps 5. So now we can actually, because we're in flaps up, we can go to flaps 1. Flaps 1, and now we dial to flaps 1 speed. See our red purple triangle? I've set that purple triangle to 174. That's the approximate speed to flaps 1. And you can see the aircraft is actually descending. So you rely on instruments. And look at the flight director. We're following the flight plan, the flight director. We're following everything correctly. And by the time we're in the green dots, we need to be on flaps 5. And at the moment we're in flaps 1. On the bomber you can jump to straight from flaps 1 to flaps 5 after you've set up. Now another thing is going to happen very quickly. See when this magenta green triangle, orange triangle, when it's filled to green, that means we're established. Then we can hit the, in this case, because we're doing the RNAV, we can hit the approach. If it was doing a localized or VOR approach, we hit that button here. Okay. Let's go to flaps 5. And again, flaps 5, we set the bug speed, flaps 5. See how we do that? Look at that. There we go. And we just wait for this triangle to turn full purple. See? Approaching. So we're not looking outside, even though it's VFR. Because we are IFR, we're just looking at what we're doing here. Beautiful. Everything is going very well. And look at that. Look at us. We're on the profile. Just double checking what we've got. Winds 2506 knots, QNH 1016. Alright, see, look. See, the triangle is turned full. Now we can hit the approach button. Missed approach. Now we can look at the missed approach. The missed approach for the RNAV approach for runway 19, 19 left. Track 196 heading 3000. And what did we do wrong? We've done something wrong. What did the aircraft do? Sorry, something happened here. Sorry, something happened here. I don't know why the aircraft behaved like this. Sorry guys. It shouldn't do this. Sorry guys, it should not do this. I don't know why the aircraft done this. You know what? That's okay. Because we're low speed, we can recover. I know we are visual, but I want to prove the point that we are going to be doing instrument. Approach. You know what? Because we messed up, we're going to go... We're gonna... No, because we messed up, we're gonna be doing this. I'm not sure if this is a problem with the mod, but I know once the mod has hit that triangle there, when it's purple, then we can hit the approach and it should descend automatically. Now it didn't, and something was wrong. So in this case, because we're offline, we're gonna redo the procedure. And it wouldn't take long. I'm going to redo that procedure. And probably was my mistake. I'd probably done it too early. But that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. We can live with that. We're just going to have to do everything again. Because the whole purpose of this is to do it correctly, yeah? Not cheat. What are the winds?
1,000 to go.
19 left, 19 left, 19 left.
1,000 to go.
19 left. RNAV Zulu with a... No, I've got that wrong. With a sync transition. There we go. Okay, so now it thinks we're coming from Blacker, but we're not. We're actually going to take it from sync.
1,000 to go.
See, the whole purpose of this, I know we can do visuals, sir. I know that. But let's say if it's freaking cloudy and thunderstorms, if ATC says, oh, cleared such and such approach, well, if we messed it up, or if this system messed it up, we need to fix it up. This is how we can do it. So, altitude
1,000 to go.
is good. We maintain that altitude at sync.
$1,000 to go.
1,500
to go.
1,500. No, that's fine. See how smart the computer is? It actually says, hey, you're a bit too low.
1,000 to go.
Even though you told me that I'm going to put you on 1,500, you need to be about... Where are we going? Bernie? So 2,480. So it will not descend you more than that. That's how pretty good, this system is. So about 1600 below. So now I'm just vectoring myself around. Sorry, someone said to chat, forgive me. I know, sir, I know a visual, but the whole purpose, let's pretend we're not visual. I know we're visual, I could have gone visual, no problem. Yes, sir. I'll just do an intervent level change. 2480. I'm still on flaps 1, I realise that. What am I doing? It's the wrong one. Let's make that left turn now. And the initial approach altitude is 1500. We'll just set ourselves 1500. We're assuming we are in low clouds. Low clouds. We are just assuming. Look at that sunset. That's insane. Wow. That is insane. Wow. Getting distracted here. See that triangle now? That's gone. That's not full. So that means we can't do that approach. I mean that. We can't initiate that approach at this altitude, but it will, however, be filled once we get closer, and then we can just hit that approach altitude button. So at this stage I am tracking to Brisbane, November, India. LNAV. Still on flaps 1, which means by the time I get to the second degree of the circle green thing, I need to be on flaps 5. And I'm monitoring, even though I'm visual, but I need to follow I need to follow the chart, because we are doing instrument approach, not visual. Yes, I know that, Nick. I know. But the whole point of this is to do a instrument approach. Again, we're about 2,000 above, but we are descending. Anyway, cabin crew, he's seated. Landing lights are on. Wing lights are on. Seatbelts are on. Any approach checklists have been completed. We'll just double check for QNH 1016. Check. Oh, beautiful. Alright, just waiting. We're just waiting. Absolutely no idea how many people are watching, sorry. Probably one. I can see the runway. I can definitely see the runway. No problem. But the whole purpose of this exercise is to do this instrument approach on landing. This is the RNAV Zulu 19 left. About 1,100 above and descending. Oh, there's a ship. Wow. $600 feet, sorry, 800 feet above and descending. I see the runway. And I'm watching for this triangle. Once it's turned fully orange, like fully filled, then I can hit the approach button and set the missed approach altitude 3000. And runway heading will be 196, I believe. So we pre-tune that 196. Flaps 5, we're well within that band. Now once we hit this green band here, we need to be at flaps 15 with gear down. Okay? Just monitor that. Okay, we're good. I'm expecting to vacate Alpha 6, if not Alpha 7 high-speed taxi, or Alpha 6 would be preferable. Here we go, green band down, approach hit. There we go, we're starting our descent. Gear down. Don't know why it's doing that. See how it's doing that? See, there is a problem. I'm not sure if it's the problem with the mod. I'm definitely not, but that's how it's supposed to be done. It's definitely supposed to do that. If it's doing that again, it is a problem with the mod. Gear down. Okay, flaps 15. Flaps 30, and approach speed is 136. Minimum, and 3000 is our speed. Sorry, it's altitude. There we go. There is a problem with this mod. Yep. I'm going to report that on the forums. There is a problem with this mod. Okay, landing checklist. Okay, landing checklist. Engines on, taxi lights on, engine start continuous, rear lights on, speed brake is armed. Speed brake is armed. Green, landing checklist complete. There we go. Wish us luck. We got wind. Oh, lovely. Crosswind from the right, 5 knots.
1,000 feet, stabilized, missed approach altitude set.
Wind 3 knots and a crosswind of 5 knots. More than happy, no problem. Again, very low landing speed. When I get to minimums, I'm going to disconnect and fly visual.
19 left.
So I'm established right now.
Approaching minimums.
Check.
500.
So you can see I'm already on the chart here. Cool.
Minimums.
Disconnect. Fly visual. Recycle the flight directors. Alright, I'm a bit low. So we want to maintain 136. We want 2 whites, 2 reds. 136, we're looking good. We're a little bit tad too low. Our landing rate should be about 100 to 160. We don't want to go
100
below or above. A little bit too high.
40, 30.
Check. Close. We don't want to float. Hold that attitude. And a great landing. Oh, we bounce back. That's okay. And I need to work on my landing, but that's okay. Better than a 500 frame per second.
80 knots.
Check. And we want to vacate. Manual braking. Water brake off. Landing lights off. And strobe steady. And we have been vacating Alpha 6 on high speed taxiway, transition altitude off. And if we were on VATSIM, we would request taxi. Well guys, welcome to Brisbane.
And have a pleasant afternoon.
Thank you very much. We'll retrieve the flaps. We'll probably taxi via Bravo 5. Turn right here. Anti-ice was not required because it's a lovely 25 degrees. And we'll probably vacate Charlie 2. So what we do, we'll turn off the probe master caution cancel, turn off the weather radar, turn off the terrain radar, start the APU, 1, 2, 3, on, engine start switches auto, and I'm hoping to taxi Charlie 2 to one of the Qantas bays here on the left. Surprised the stream didn't crash. Remove the barrier and remove the ILS as a backup. Turn off lights off. Wing light off, APU gen on. We'll taxi on. Actually, did we do that? Oh, we taxi Charlie 3. We'll take Charlie 3, which is the next one. And guys, I'll do a full transit shutdown checklist. So for the next crew, when they take over, they can have the aircraft ready. Alright, Charlie 3 exit for one of the available gates. We don't care wherever. Well, we do care because it's all Qantas gates here. On the left side is the Virgin and the other side is International. Okay, so we don't want to blind the crew on the ground, so we'll turn off our taxi lights. This gate would look fine. Yeah, we'll switch on to this gate here. Gate 25, how's that? We'll do that. Cool, AP on. My taxiing skills need to be strongly updated. There we go. Best practice is turn off your lights. When I say lights, your taxi lights, your runway turn off lights, so you don't blind the marshal on the ground. Well, we have no marshal here, but it's good practice. We do have some indications here, so we just follow what they give us. They've detected we are 738. We got about 3 meters to go. 1 meter, stop. Check. Stop. Done. Alright, let's perform the shutdown checklist, because I know the passengers will be eager to get off. Alright, so parking brake is set. Fuel pumps off. Sorry, correction. Turn off our engines. That'd be nice. Engine number 2 off. Engine number 1 off. Fuel pumps, turn them off. Seat belts, release the crew, and guys, the passengers can also get out of their seats. Transponder, standby, would set that back to 200. Very important, guys, 200 for the next crew to take over. And remember, this is the transit flow checklist, so another crew leaving Brisbane would take over this aircraft. Electrical pumps off, and the collision light is off because there is less than 20% N-on rotation on the fan for the engines. As you can see, the engines are shut down, and it's still rotating, but it is this is another tutorial. Less than 20, so it's 4.1, 4.0 and descending, so we can turn off the anti-collision light off. Now we can expect the drawbridge to come. There it is. See the drawbridge? That's insane. Oh, that's crazy. Come on. Come on. There it is. There's the drawbridge. Can you see it, guys? There's a drawbridge coming. There's a drawbridge. Beautiful. Alright, so what we need to do, we need to turn off all these cautions. Ground crew is, we're assuming, they've been put the chocks in on our wheels. Once they've done that, we set the isolation valve to open. APU bleed is always on when connected, and then we can perform the transit shutdown checklist, which is APU is on, seatbelts off, propane off, left and right packs auto, APU bleed on, wheel light is on, engine start switches are in the off position, which they are. Auto brake off, and flight doors we can disarm. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brisbane. That concludes the flight this evening. And that is the transit shutdown, and the next crew they'll take over will be able to take this aircraft wherever they need to do, either Sydney or Melbourne or wherever they need to go back. I'm going to end this stream. Hopefully everything went well. Good night, people.